It is so gorgeous outside today. You can see I have the door open. It's okay. I have the chain across. It's gonna stop anyone from like coming up the ramp. The chain is up. Anyone's gonna walk up here and be like, oh, there's a chain here. Not gonna go up the ramp. So don't worry. All right. So if you are over on Facebook or YouTube and you would like to join us here on Knickknacks, this is how you get here. You go to www.nicknax.net. This is where we are live. We're currently live on knickknacks.net. That is what we were talking about today. And I would love to invite you to come and join us on Knickknacks. My name is Jocelyn. I'm the Crazy Lamp Lady. I own knickknacks.net. We're one of the newest and fastest growing e-commerce marketplaces out there right now. We have live selling. We have buy it now listings, and we have multi-day auctions. And we would love for you to come and join our community because we're all about community. That's kind of our thing. We're about community. We're about the positive vibes, and I think you'd like it. I think you'd like it over here. So come and join us on Knickknacks. You got to be here, hanging out with us. You can see us on Facebook or YouTube, but this is where we are currently. It's like you're looking in the windows, and you got to come on in and join us. Thank you for the raid. Thank you very much. All right, let me get us over to YouTube. I'm going to switch over to subscribers only, and then we'll get started for the day. I have to check and see that I've got our notes, and actually got to find my Post-its because I forgot to, right? So she probably has it in the notes, but since I haven't seen them yet, I got to make sure that I write something down. I guess I'm using a Sharpie. Why do my pens always go missing? It's like every coffee chat, I'm like, where are my pens? Oh, because it blends in with the photo box. Okay, here we go. All right. I want to talk about that. Okay. Let me get us over to my thing. We'll switch us to subscribers only. How is everybody today? While you are waiting, why don't you go check out the store, and you can see I've uploaded it with some beautiful floral items because I'm feeling like spring is upon us, at least today. Tomorrow we might have snow, but today it feels like spring. Of course. Okay, let's see. And subscribers. So if you're on YouTube, you will have had to have been subscribed for 2 years in order to comment, which is all the incentive to come on over here to knickknacks.net and join us. Again, that's www.knickknacks.net. It takes about 2 minutes to register. You just put in your I don't even think you have to put in your payment and shipping information to join us here on Knickknacks. That's only if you want to bid. And obviously, this is just a chat, so you're not bidding on anything. But you can come on over and put in your username and your email, and then you can join on in all of the fun. And then for any reason you decide to stick around and do some shopping, then, of course, you'll need to enter your shipping and payment information if you want to go do a little shopping. But anyway, let me get us to my notes, and we will just get started. Hello. I know it's going to be 80 here. It was supposed to rain today, and I was a little bummed out. And then this morning, Alexis got to the house, and she said it was going to be 80. And I was like, 80 and sunny? And I'm like, oh, man, I might cut out of work early today. I might be like, all right, guys, I'm going back to the house. I'm just going to putz around my yard and maybe work on cleaning out my barn. You can't get above 60. Oh, man. Yesterday was supposed to be nice, and it got like really cold at nighttime. It was no fun. Okay, I'm just gonna open this. I don't have any notes, so I think we're just gonna wing it today. We're just gonna make it up as we go. You guys love when I do that. We're just gonna make it up. That stuff's good, but it's all right. So I'm sure we have some new members. Welcome to all of our new members. If you are new here, I want to encourage you to find our chat channels. You can do that by, let me show you. Turn you around. Ta-da. Okay. This is knickknacks.net. You can see right here, Knickknacks. If you are on Knickknacks, you can find our chat channels by clicking on community. Oops, that's moderators. Okay. Let's see. you will want to go to community chat. Here on community chat, you can introduce yourself. We'd love to get to know you a little bit better, but you can find all of the chat channels right here. So hop on into community chat, introduce yourself. It's snowing. Where is it snowing? But here are all the chat channels. If you're a seller, obviously you'll have access to seller channels. So if you're a seller and you need help, if you have questions, you can go through here. Live sellers, you have access here. But these are really useful if you have questions, if you need help. But community chat is kind of like our area to just hang out. We don't usually ask seller questions in community chat. So if you are a seller and you have seller questions, please avoid asking them in the community chat, because this is open to all members and a lot of them are not sellers. So they'll be like, why are we asking seller questions here? So try to keep those out of the chat. All right, let's see. Oh, there's my notes. Wonderful. Thank you, Christina. I don't know if you're there. I haven't seen you, but thank you. New sellers. Welcome to our new sellers. I did add some new sellers this week. Welcome to our new sellers. If you are new here, if you are a new seller and you would like to go live, you can also go into the chat channels like I just showed you. There is a chat channel under Get Started. And you can go to live sales onboarding. And in the live sales onboarding chat channel, there is a link to Sienna's calendar where she has a live onboarding. And you can do that. You can sign up for onboarding. Basically, if you want to go live, it's not like you get permission to go live and do a live sale. It's just how you press, what buttons you press, how you go about having a live. So that you don't go live and you're really confused. You're like, okay, how do I sell an item? How do I bring it to stage? So basically the steps on how to go live. So you're a little more familiar with it when you go live, because it's different than going live on other platforms. So that is how you go live. You don't have to go live. I feel like I need to say that. You don't have to go live, but you can go live. I know I think some platforms require you go live, but you don't have to go live here on Knickknacks. That's not required. That's not a requirement. You can just do buy it now listings. So let me get back to my notes. We currently are at 119,000 listings. So that would mean that you should go and browse some of our listings and see what we have available. There's lots listed on the homepage. I showed you guys that. You can do some browsing there, check out what we have to offer. We have auctions pinned on the homepage. Let me show you. Yay, listings. Okay. Back here on the homepage, we have live sales first. We've got a few sellers selling right now. So if you want to do a little, coffee chat's important, but sometimes if you're, you want to buy some stuff, there you go. We have auctions here on the homepage. So if you want to browse through some multi-day auctions, we always have these available, and some good stuff shows up here. That's really cute. I love that bird cup. So you can always browse all of our multi-day auctions. It's a little bit less pressure than the live selling, because obviously these go for sometimes days. So you can always check back and throw a bid at it. Browse by category, 20 and under. Just listed. And then of course we have trending. I've got some fairy lights and hands-on nests here in this category. Our seller spotlight, where we feature a seller. And yeah, so you can do some browsing on the homepage, but also you can use the handy dandy search feature. And I love that trending shows up. It's just like, I don't know if that's just me. Is it just me that it does that? I don't know. We're going to search floral, maybe. I don't know. Christina probably already has a prompt, but I searched floral. I messed her up. We've got lots of floral stuff here. So whatever you're looking for, you can do a search. Check it out. See what you can find on Knickknacks. 119,000 listings. That's a lot of listings. Oh, it shows up for everyone? Okay. I wonder why that is. I think that's interesting. I don't know why it does that, but that's kind of cool. Today's the last day of March. Happy last day of March, everybody. Did I clean my desk? No. The answer is no. Maybe today. Maybe today I'll do that. Maybe. It is also National Farm Workers Day. I was like, didn't we have that last week? But last week was National Agriculture Day. Was that what that was? Is there more coffee? Yes, actually, I think we do have more coffee. Yeah, it was Agriculture Day. That's right. All right, let me see. Let me add some coffee in here. Coffee. Okay, hang on. All right, there we go. We're getting down to it. It's National Crayon Day. Did you guys know that some crayons, like some colored crayons, are worth money? Like certain colors of like crayons that they are discontinued and they don't make anymore. Isn't that nuts? That's crazy, right? I know. I think that's crazy. I can't remember the exact colors. Oh, marigold. Is marigold one of them? Marigold, yeah. So like anytime you're at Goodwill and you find like a baggie of Crayola crayons, like be looking through there because you might have one of those rare Crayola crayons and those things can be worth money. It's so crazy. Anyway, also it's National Eiffel Tower Day. So I don't know how we would celebrate that. Like go book a trip to France or not. I think maybe right now is not the best time to be air traveling. Maybe just like go on Google and look up a picture of the Eiffel Tower and pretend that you're there. Like visualize it. Just visualize it and happy Eiffel Tower Day. Eat some French fries. There you go. Those are all great ideas. I like it. All right. So Christina is suggesting that we search Knickknacks for France. So let's do that. So I'm going to go up to that search bar and I'm going to type in France. Because we're going to find some cool stuff. There you go. Yeah, you need get that's what we should be searching for. We should be searching for Eiffel Tower. But yeah, I'm excited to see the leak in the results here. Ooh, this is cute. The Baccarat kitty cat. There's a lion paperweight. There they go. Oh, there's some Malik. I knew we'd have some Malik. There you go. Oh, I like that it does that. It like just changes the pictures. It's kind of cool. There you go. Go do some searching. Maybe you can celebrate Eiffel Tower Day by buying an Eiffel Tower off of Knickknacks. Supporting our sellers. That is a great way to celebrate. Okay, so questions. If you have them, save them to the end because if I'm asked a question, I will get distracted really easily. So write them down if you need to. If you're like me, you'll forget your question by the end. So if you have a question, please save them. You know what? I was just thinking that. I was like, oh, wow, there's not very many results here, are there? I'm going to write that down. More results. They might. So the reason that they might do that, this is me getting off on a tangent. The reason they might do that is because of the speed of loading. They might have it that way so that it loads faster because the more it needs to load, the slower it will load. Like if there's more images, it's going to take longer to load. So that might be the reason that we have less photos, but I will bring that up in my meeting. I think that's, yeah, I was thinking that while I was scrolling through, but then in my head, I'm like, well, this is probably the reason behind it, but it's always worth asking. Doesn't hurt to ask, right? Okay. Let's see. First up, updates. You can now bookmark your shows. Thank you for the purchase of the coffee. I appreciate that. You can now bookmark your shows. So, that's a fun update. I know you guys have been asking, yes, for a while to bookmark, and that is now available. Last week I was asked about bookmarking on Android, and it should have occurred to me that, like, yes and no, because there is no buyer experience yet on an Android app. So the answer is yes, because if you're accessing Knickknacks through a web browser, yes, which you would be doing anyway, because there is no buyer interface on the app. So yes, on an Android you can if you're on the web browser, which you would be anyway. But no, because there's no buyer experience on the Android. So, but yes, you can bookmark shows through the app and maybe through the computer. I don't know. I didn't try it. I haven't tried it. I've told you guys this a million times. I get every single notification that comes through Knickknacks, and I'll pull out my phone and it'll be like 74,000 notifications in one day. That's one, and then it resets and then it starts over. I don't know when it actually resets, maybe when I open it or something, but it does reset. I don't think I've ever gotten, actually I take that back. I think I have gotten over 100,000 notifications on Knickknacks before. You have notifications turned on for your web browser. Let's see. Okay, so there's a flag on the top right corner of the thumbnails. You can also bookmark when you click on the thumbnail. She says right here, Android users can bookmark via web browser on their device. Thank you, Christina. She was thinking what she knew that I was going to say before I got there. Viewing number of bookmarks is coming shortly. So in an effort to get the feature out, we don't have the viewing number yet. So we don't actually have like the number of bookmarks, but we will have that soon. It was just like, oh, hey, this is a really cool new feature. Let's just get this out so that we can have bookmarks and people can get notified. But we will have the actual number of bookmarks soon. So you have that to look forward to. Make sure that you're always checking for updates via the app store. There was an update that went out recently. There was an update, that just went out recently. So make sure that you're updated. Phone in. If you go to your app store and it says update, you need to update. If it says open, you are updated. So check that out. Hey, Kathy, I just answered your question from last week about the Android. Essentially, the answer is yes, no. But yes, you can bookmark from an Android if you are on the web browser, which you would be if you were a buyer. Let's see. So now that bookmarks are here and we have that tool, there are some things that you can do as a seller that are important, such as scheduling out your shows. Because if your show is sitting out there in the universe, that means people can bookmark it. They could be like, ooh, this looks like a good show coming up. Your show is scheduled. It's preloaded. They can see there's some good stuff in the show coming up. I want to bookmark this. So that is the advantage to having bookmarks and having your show scheduled and preloaded, is people browsing around, clicking on the shows, like going into the shows, like, ooh, this is a show I want to be here for. I'm going to bookmark this. Pop-ups are great. There's advantages to doing a pop-up, but there's also advantages to having a show scheduled. And there's buyers who like pop-ups, who prefer like on the fly, like straight out of the box, like I don't know what's coming next. And there's buyers who prefer the preloaded style sales. I've done both, and it's interesting. I have buyers who love when it's just like, what are we running next, versus my preloaded shows, and I'll see different crowds in either one, and it is really interesting. But everybody has their own preference. So but I will tell you, with the bookmarks, if maybe the pop-ups are your thing and you don't preload anything, maybe try preloading, see how that goes for you. Try a preloaded sale. When you are preloading, make sure that you're including measurements, condition report, and clear pictures, including the photo of the bottom. Everybody likes to see bottom photos. Anyway, so make sure to remind your audience to bookmark and to follow. Yeah, so yeah, when you're like, even if you have future shows, be like, hey, make sure you bookmark my future show. I've got a show scheduled tomorrow or next week. Hey, I've already got it scheduled. Remember to bookmark it. That's a good idea. We have another fun announcement. You guys have been asking for mentoring. We don't necessarily have mentoring. We've gone back and forth, about it. However, we will have seller support shows with Thrifty DIY. Trish, she has offered to do a chat show that offers seller support and goes through the basics of selling and live selling and the ins and outs and what you can do and how you can sell and improve. And it's gonna be great. She sent us like a whole breakdown of, okay, this is what I want to go over. This is an outline. It was an outline. It was awesome. She had it all broken down, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is an outline. I like this. So she is going to be doing some seller support shows to support our sellers who are maybe struggling or are looking for tips, in different areas, whether that's shipping or lighting or what is it we talk about? Real estate. What is it? Why am I drawing a blank? When you have a show and you have the stuff in the background, visual real estate. Thank you, Christina. We just talked about this yesterday. I'm like, and I can't remember certain words. Visual real estate. Yes, that's it. Visual real estate. All the things. All the things. Pop quiz. It's charades with Jocelyn. We do this sometime in my YouTube videos. It's like charades, and I'm like, and when I did, if you watched my video the other day, I'm like, yeah, this is the cranberry glass from the glass artist in Canada that makes the cranberry glass. You guys know the one I'm talking about. Everyone's like, Rossi? I'm like, that's the one. Yes, I think she's going to do an awesome job. So we're inviting all of our sellers, both live and buy now sellers. They can participate in a seller support meetup here on Knickknacks, April 11th, 4 p.m. Eastern. All right, so we want to create a safe space for you to ask any questions you have, whether you are a new seller, part-time, full-time, or you've been here for a while. So it's not like limited to new sellers. It's whatever, if you just want to listen and maybe get some tips, it's just open for all of our sellers. Discussing everything from navigating Knickknacks, tips on improving your show experience, the psychology of live selling. This is really important. And, it's something that not everyone understands, but there is a psychology behind live selling. It is April 11th at 4 p.m. Eastern. There's definitely a psychology behind it. And there's, you have to be able to read the audience, read who's in your room. And, there's a lot that goes into live selling. It's not just holding up an item and selling it. You got to read the room. And sometimes people get that, sometimes they don't. But I think this is a great opportunity for it to be explained. So the psychology of selling, how to thrive as a buy it now seller. I've always said consistency, like consistent listing, even if it's one listing a day, a few a week, being consistent and is really important. Overcoming setbacks, shipping, and much more. So all of these things will be discussed. And again, that is Saturday, April 11th at 4 p.m. Eastern. So come prepared with all of your questions. Write them down if you must. Let's see. This is only for Knickknacks approved sellers. Sorry, buyers. But a link will be posted in the seller chat so you can save or bookmark. All right. So you can save or bookmark. Never hesitate going live. Oh, that's what I wrote down before we start. I'm like, I don't know if this is she's gonna have this in the notes, so I'm going to write it down. This is really important. I went live on Tuesday. I've been going live on Tuesdays. And when my live was over, I wanted to raid into somebody, and there was nobody live. And I was like, what is happening? We had like, I think 500 people in the room. And I was ready to pass that 500 group of 500. Granted, some were on YouTube or Facebook. I was ready to pass everybody along into like another show. Nobody was live. It's like, I want to remind you guys that like, don't ever be afraid to be live when I'm live. Don't ever be afraid to be live when I'm live. Like when I go live, and this is something I've told you in the past, like I watch our analytics on Knickknacks and when it comes to our analytics, I'm in there. Whenever I go live, we see a huge influx of visitors to Knickknacks. And I can almost guarantee that not everyone is staying in my show. They're bouncing around. They're checking out like, oh, who's this? What's going on over here? And in my show, if you've been in my show, you've probably heard me be like, hey, there's other sellers live right now. You don't have to stick around here. Go check out some of our other live sellers. I've even turned the camera around and shown other sellers live. Like I'm like, oh look, who's live right now? Yeah, you guys don't have to hang around here. Go see who else is live. So while I am live, I am actively promoting the marketplace and whoever else is live. And so I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, Jocelyn's live, I can't be live. She's pulling everyone in, because that's not true. My goal for going live, this has always been my goal for going live here on Knickknacks. And it's why I don't go live anywhere else. My goal for going live here is to bring people in. To bring people in. I want to bring in new people. And when I'm bringing in new people, I want to share that new audience with all of you. And so if I'm the only one live, it's not working the way it should. Because I want them to experience Knickknacks, and I want them to see like, oh my gosh, there's other sellers live. They're selling jewelry, and they're selling fashion, and they're selling, so I just want to encourage you guys to not be discouraged when you see that I am live. You're shopping. So yeah. Could I go live 3 more times a week? That's funny. I was actually talking to Christina about that yesterday. I was like, I gotta figure out a way to go live more. And maybe it's doing those short sales, because one week I challenged myself to go live every day and sell 10 items. And that was really great. I really enjoyed doing that. But at that time I was doing videos every other day. And now I'm back to daily videos. So what I have to do, and this is what I've told myself, I have to get ahead in videos, because right now I'm filming every day and I'm posting every day. So I need to get ahead of videos. And I think that's going to mean like taking a trip and like just banging out like 10 videos and then getting ahead. And then I can do like a whole week of lives and just like sell 10 items a day. But yes, I do need to go live more often. I am aware of that. And I think it would be fun. I think rather than having a really long sale, it might be better to have just shorter sales. And I enjoy the shorter sales too, because I don't know, I just feel like we can connect better, with the audience. I feel like I can connect better with the audience because it's shorter, and it's not long. Long is fun, but I like the shorter sales. I really enjoyed doing the shorter sales when I did them a few months ago. But anyway, we'll figure it out. But yeah, so my point in telling you guys that I did get off on a bit of a tangent was don't be afraid to go live when I'm live. Please. I don't know if that was the reasoning behind that. But when I ended and there was nobody live, I'm like, all right, well, let's sell some marbles and wait for somebody to go live. Because I'm like, let's go, guys. Yeah. So, oh man. Let me see. So let's see. Events. I know I need to have another marble sale soon. I think I'm going to try to do that this week. I think I am going to try to have another sale this week for marbles. Next event. Paperweights. The Paperweight Extra is going to be April 18th and the 19th. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do marbles. I will post about it though. I will let everyone know. I've literally marbles sitting next to me right now. So we're doing paperweights April 18th and the 19th. Seller names are being pulled out of a randomizer around noon Pacific time. I'm assuming that's today. Whether in the event or not, always be curating because paperweights are good sellers here on Knickknacks. So even if you don't get into the event, paperweights are always good to have around, always good to have in your sales. You know, and here's another thing is be looking for paperweights that are unique. You know, we've had these sales so often that if you've been in any of the paperweight sales, you start to see the same ones over and over again. And so like be on the lookout for like unique. I have some that I'm like, oh, you know, like I see these a lot, but then I'm always searching for like that paperweight, like that one paperweight. And this is my tip actually is sometimes you have to have a loss leader. You guys know I have like this cost average mentality where it's like, okay, I might pay up for this one, but like this one I don't have very much money into, and I might lose money on this one, but I've made up for it on this one. So I have this like cost average mentality where, you know, as long as I've made money in the end, that's all that really matters. But sometimes you have to have a loss leader, and that's what brings people to your sale. You have this big, amazing piece, and it's like that's gonna be the piece that brings people in, and maybe you've paid up for it. And maybe you've started it low, knowing that, oh, you know, I might lose money on this, but you have other pieces that you don't have very much money invested into, and you're going to make up that loss in those other items that you're selling. This is live selling. This is not only live selling psychology, but you know, it's marketing as well. So this is called the loss leader. So that is your loss leader. That is like the item that like people are like, oh my gosh, I have to go to this sale because I have to get that paperweight. And then they start looking at your other items, and then you can make up for that loss with the other pieces. So so when you're out and about, be looking for that one. And maybe it's not a loss leader. Maybe you find this amazing piece, but you know, I've been known to throw a few loss leaders in my sales because I'm like, nah, well, I've got a few pieces here that I'm going to make it up. So you're in a paperweight desert. Oh man. So yeah. But we would love to see some unique paperweights in the Paperweight Extra. And you know, that brings the collectors in too. So when in doubt of who makes your paperweights, please utilize Paperweight Heaven, which is a group on Facebook. They're extremely knowledgeable, and they would be able to help you guys identify. But please remember to be respectful and appreciative of the experts there. We always want to be appreciative of them for sharing their knowledge. That's very important because they are like just random volunteer. They're volunteers. It's not like they're being paid to share their knowledge. So just remember to be appreciative and thank them for identifying if they are able to identify your paperweights. When you are listing your paperweights for the Extra, condition is very important because we do attract collectors, and they are very particular oftentimes over like a little scuff or a bruise or any condition issue. So make sure you are looking them over very carefully. For instance, this guy, I always use him as an example because he's just sitting right here. This is old. This is a Victorian dump weight, but you can see like there's scuffs on here. He's got some age. Fortunately, he doesn't have any bruising, but you just want to make sure that you detail all of the scratching. I mean, that's a pontil mark, but any damage it might have. Inclusions in the glass even. He looks like a cactus. He's pretty cool. I have one that's like massive. This is called a dump weight. I don't know why it's called a dump weight. I think just because the glass was dumped, and so it's called a dump weight. But they're this beautiful like green glass. You know what? It might glow. I don't know where it might glow. I don't know where black weight is. But that's what it is. Victorian dump weight. I love them. I think they're really cool. All right, what does a bruise? I can show you. I will show you. I'm gonna show you right now. I think because we're talking about paperweights, even though it's a question, I'm gonna show you right now. I know you look very startled. The droplet. I love this one. So this is one of my favorites, and it would be worth a couple $100 because this is an Ysart. It's Ysart. However, we have a bruise. So you can see this is what I call a bruise. That's not actually what it's called, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's a bruise?" It's basically where like another paperweight knocked against it. You can't feel it, but you can see it. It's like an internal fracture. A collector is not going to like that. So that's kind of a big deal. So you want to be a bonk. Yeah, it's basically a bonk. But sometimes they can be very tiny, so you have to be careful. But there's a pontil mark on the bottom, and it is a really nice paperweight. But it has a bruise. So yeah, this is going. Yeah, the canes those are his signature canes. So it's a pretty great piece. Anyway, that's what a bruise is. Okay. So I don't know how much it would go for because of the damage. So I've just held on to it. I just keep it in my box of mystery weights, even though I know what it is. So anyway, we will be picking paperweight people later. So be ready for the announcement. Anyway, shout outs and reminders. Shout outs and reminders. Current and new members who continue to support our marketplace community and our sellers, small businesses. Absolutely. Yes, we appreciate everyone who comes in and supports. And that's what it's all about here. That is what it's all about. Knickknacks is about the community, and we have an amazing community here. And I since the very beginning, I was like, I just want to bottle this up and I don't ever want to lose this. Ever. We have the most amazing community. May 8th through 10th is Carlisle Antique Fest. My parents are coming over this afternoon, and we're all meeting and we're going to nail down some details, getting that squared away. So I'm very excited for that. Dad's like, I'm retired now, and I'm going to help you with Carlisle Antique Fest. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm going to come over on Tuesday, and let's go through what you had and what you need. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So yeah, him and Mom are coming over. I know. And I think he's excited about it too. I'm excited about it. I'm like, all right, this is cool. I know. Thanks, Dad. Dad to the rescue. So that is happening May 8th through the 10th, Mother's Day weekend. And we'd love to have you come and join us if you are available. If you would like to be a vendor, we would love to have you come. Somebody had posted, we have a vendor group now. And I forget who it was. They might actually be here. Somebody had posted in our Carlisle Antique Fest vendors group that they were set up at a show in Allentown, and they had the cards, and like all these people were coming by their table, and like almost everyone who came by their table already knew about Carlisle Antique Fest and planned on being there. And I'm like, that's amazing. It made me so happy. And then at Roller Mills yesterday, I see one of our little things like taped. I'm like, yes. It's amazing. It makes me so happy. Yay! That's awesome. That is awesome. It's gonna be great. So Carlisle Antique Fest. Hopefully you guys can join us. If not, you can be there in spirit, We'll appreciate it. Send all the positive, good vibes. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. I appreciate it. Hope you had a good sale. Yes, I think we do need to do some live sales. I think we do need to do that. Let's see. If you need support, please remember to be sending reports to support@district.net. Technical supports, payment reports, even issues between buyers and sellers. If it's an issue of like refunds or item not as described, you can always CC us. I like to know what's going on. I always like to be aware, even on reports, being sent to district. I just like to know what is going on and what's like, okay. Because even though they're keeping track, I like to know as well. I just like to be aware. But yes, you need to send all that stuff to support@district.net so that they can take care of you if it's an issue of like buyer protection or seller protection. Anything having to do with events, you can send to Christina@knickknacks.net. Let's see. Events. Let's check out events. We have Paperweights, and then we have April 24th. Fast Friday Freight Seller Showcase. More info to come. But that will be another seller showcase. Okay. Yes, this is a reminder also that shake to report is for technical glitches. It is not for issues with like, it's for tech, like if you're having a glitch, there's a glitch like you can't bid or like a glitch like that, that's when you shake. If you're having an issue with a buyer, you're having an issue with a seller, you need to send an email to support@district.net. Let me pull up the event calendar real quick, and then I think we are going to wrap this up. Why am I not logged in? Logged me out. Okay, let me see. Event calendar. Yes, we will have time for questions. Events calendar. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have it at the top. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we have Peak of the Week and Better Together. Thursday, we have Art Hangout. And then I don't see anything on the calendar for this weekend. Doesn't mean we're not having anything. We just don't have anything on the calendar. So yeah. It's a shame tomorrow is April 1st because I should have come up with like a fun joke. Let's see. Okay, so I think that's it. You already forgot. I told you to write it down. The better together train. Yeah, so I think it's all day. So basically we have sellers all day on, oops, that's about to, hang on. Shoot, that's gonna start playing. All day on Wednesday. We have the train in the morning and then it bumps right into the better together train and all day long. So sellers back to back. Oh, you're gonna try to hit your 1,000 tonight? That is amazing. Congrats. All new sellers on Better Together for April. Okay. Oh, I like that. I like that concept. I like that concept. It wasn't a pig or a hedgehog. It's a mouse? Really? I would not have guessed. That's kind of funny. Would not have guessed that. What notifications need to be on to receive bookmark shows? I don't know the answer to that. I'm the last person to be asking about notifications. I will find out. Okay. Has anyone got notifications for bookmarks? Has anyone like bookmarked and then got the notification? Uh-oh. What's yikes? Oh my gosh. That's terrifying. Okay, so they're all right. Fantastic. At a ward party. I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I think that you should do that. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Fantastic. Like the Emmys. I like it. I like that idea. With trophies, we could get trophies made. I wonder if I'm getting notifications for that. Favorite thing I've thrifted lately? I don't know. I haven't really done much thrifting lately. I mean, that Pyrex Friggy set was pretty great. I would say that was probably my favorite lately. I do get a lot of notifications. Oh, we can thrift them. Yeah, we could like be like, oh, and here is your trophy, and it'll be like a bowling trophy. I could just like use Sharpie and like rewrite it. And here's your trophy, and it's a track trophy, you know. I think that would work. An onion head doll? I don't think I've ever heard of such a thing. Does anyone have any more questions, knickknacks related? I don't see the goose. What goose? Old horse show trophies. Take the plates off and make new ones out of them. You know, trophies can be worth money too. Oh, behind me? Oh, the goose. Yeah, the goose. There is a goose behind me. He's just chilling back there. Yeah, no, there is a goose. There's a goose. It's not a real one. I would never turn my back to a real goose. That would be a bad idea. I learned that lesson when I was about like 3, and it attacked me, and like never again in my life would I ever turn my back on a goose. Yeah, I think my mom was like 8 months pregnant with my brother or sister at the time, and this goose was like chasing me down, and so she had to like come and rescue me, and so it was traumatizing for both of us. I think for now we're not doing soaps, just because of my concern for like, even if you were to sell all natural soaps, My concern would be, we would say, okay, yes, you can sell soaps. And then somebody else would come in and they'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to sell my soaps, but I am going to put um, formaldehyde in my soaps. And then somebody gets chemical burns and they're like, okay, I'm suing Knickknacks because I got formaldehyde chemical burns all over my hand. And it would end very badly. I don't even know if you know, I know it would be very well preserved soap. You bought all natural soaps that have turned moldy. Yeah, I think that would be my concern is I don't know. And I don't know where the liability would fall. I don't know if it would be on me or if it would be on district or if there's some sort of clause that I could waive all liability and be like, all right, it falls back on the seller. I think that just makes me nervous. What about Fight Club? We don't talk about that here. There are plenty of natural poisons. Not here. Yeah, you can ask a question. Yeah, unfortunately, everyone on the chain would be like, there you go. There you go. Dude, no, I didn't reach out. I feel like see, here's the thing though, is after Carlisle Antique Fest, I'm jumping in my car and I'm heading to Massachusetts and I'm literally going to be at the Thai place like Monday night, scarfing down some Thai food. So, I mean, I don't really need them at Carlisle Antique Fest because I'm going to be there on Monday. Are you going to be there? Are you guys going to be at Brimfield? Are you going to be at both? Are you going to be at both? You're going to be at both? Yes. All right, we're going to have to catch up. Lemonade people at Carlisle. Are we talking about Dell's Lemonade? Oh, man. I would love to get Dell's Lemonade at Carlisle. I don't know. I feel like Dell's Lemonade doesn't leave New England. Like, I feel like there's like this imaginary fence that it's not really imaginary for them, but it is for everyone, and they can't leave. It's like an electric dog fence, and it's like, oh, and then the Dell's Lemonade can't leave. And now we're talking about food. Where's Christina? Did she start this talk? No, it's not. Oh, that's so funny. Explain the Thai place. It is a restaurant in Brimfield, Massachusetts. If you watch my YouTube videos, I first discovered it because it was a food truck at Brimfield, and I was walking back to my car, and I was like, "Oh yeah, here's this food truck with Thai food," and they were so kind and they were so sweet, and I brought it home for my family, and they absolutely loved it. So the next day, I stopped again, and they like gave me free food because I put it on social media, and they got like a whole bunch of like people commenting and stuff. And so then they were like, oh, yeah, let us give you more food. And I was like, okay, great. So I brought it home for my family again. What I didn't realize is they actually had a restaurant as well. So that was just the food truck for the restaurant. And so the next time I went, we ate there a lot. And I'm like, there's a restaurant that goes with the food truck. So if you're ever in Brimfield, Massachusetts, you have to go to the Thai place. It's delicious. But yeah, we kind of ate there twice in one day. It was no big deal. It's just that good. Oh god, I didn't know about the Jamaican spot. Yeah, when we travel, we're all about food. Like, yeah, don't get me talking about food. Oh god, yeah, it's so good. And the sushi place also. The sushi place is really Yes, in Brimfield, you gotta get the sushi. We would like alternate. We'd like, okay, Thai, sushi. Yeah, if you go twice in one day, but it's once in a while, that's fine. Does anyone have any questions? Because I'm gonna hop off of here. I do have a sale today at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm selling my kaleidoscope. You have to see my kaleidoscope. What do I see? Oh, what do I see? Oh my goodness. I usually get red curry. That's my favorite. But also, they have those fresh spring rolls. They're so good. Not sellable items on Knickknacks. You can find a lot of them in our guidelines, but also District has a list. So there's the District. Oh, first of all, there's the Stripe list. Stripe has their list, their comprehensive list. A lot of it's common sense. Like, you can't sell live animals. And then there's District, and then there's the Knickknacks list. So you just kind of have to, it's like the umbrella, and then like the little, no cattle. Yeah, like no body parts. I think that's actually in there. I don't know why, but I did. Yeah, I think I read that in one and the Stripe guidelines, and I was like, I wonder why they had to add that in there. Because for some reason they were like, oh crap, now we got to add that to the guidelines, because everything we've added to the guidelines, it's because something prompted us to. And so I'm like, why is that in the Stripe guidelines? Somebody must have been like, oh man, I accidentally chopped off my finger and now I'm going to sell it. And then Stripe was like, you can't do that. Look at my kaleidoscope. I'm going to sell this today at 4 p.m. This is the coolest kaleidoscope I have ever found. It's the coolest kaleidoscope ever. I know, look, it's an airplane. Oh my god, it's the coolest. Here, let me see if I can show you guys. Open my train around. Ready? Look. You can look through it. Ready? Maybe. It's not gonna let you when I'm having. All right, never mind. I'd have to take you out, and I can't do it one-handed. Here, let's try this. Do it this way. Maybe it's not the same. Maybe here. Look. It's so good. Right? I needed you to experience. I needed the employee who was with me. I'm like, do you want to look through it? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, you have to. And she's like, oh, okay. I felt like I was being a little aggressive, like rewatching it when I was editing it. I was like, yeah, I was a little aggressive when I told her she had to look through it. How late will the doors be open on Thursdays? Okay. So they open at 8 a.m. on Thursday, and then you can set up as long as you need to, as long as you have your vendor credentials. And the only thing you need to be mindful of is that Building T will close. I can't remember if we said 6 or 6:30, but it is it was in one of the emails that we sent out that the Building T will close at 6 or 6:30. So that's the time frame for setting up in Building T, because that building is secure, so it will lock down. When will the next coffee chat be? I'm thinking of moving to every other week, so I might skip next week and then do every other. So I don't know what day that would be. But maybe I'll schedule them out so you guys aren't so like, where is she? I'll have them scheduled out, and then you guys can bookmark them. You can use that fancy schmancy bookmarking thing. Name badges for Nick. Yes, so those will be sent out in the vendor packets. Vendor packets are being sent out April. I have the date in my notes. we're sending out vendor packets. And if you are a knickknack seller, your knickknacks stuff will also be in the vendor packet with your credentials and everything else you need. So that will all be there. Old quilts. What's the best way to sell old quilts? I don't think there is a best way to sell them. If I was to sell them, I would hang them up on a clothesline so people could like admire them. That's what I would do. But that's up to you. You could even just fold them up. The thing about folding them and having them on a table, though, is the first person that comes through is going to come through and like want to undo them. April newbie train. I don't know about that. Oh, you're asking Elsie. Yeah, on a ladder. Yeah, on a ladder would be good. Quilt ladders. I just realized I left something I need for my meeting at home. So I might need to run because I need to run home and get the thing I need for my meeting. To sell them? What you would need to do to sell them? So are you asking because of the spray law in Pennsylvania? Is that what you're referring to? I did get clarification on the spray law, and I guess it has to do with batting. If something has stuffing or batting, it needs to be sprayed. But I don't know how that works for flea markets. I'm not sure I'm following. How do you sell them on? Oh, where to sell them? Oh, you can sell them here on Knickknacks. Yeah, sell them here on Knickknacks. We like quilts, right, guys? Yes. Yes, see, we like quilts. All right, any more questions before I shut this down? So you gotta run home and grab my folder. Oh, Elsie is subbing right now. That sounds like fun. Yay! Yes, I will be live at 4 p.m. Eastern for a sale. I have about 42 items, so that's like a bit like an hour and a half. Yes, no ivory. Ivory is against federal law. You could get in a lot of trouble for that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to mess with that. Yeah, we have actually shut down sales where I've seen ivory being sold, and I'm like, nope. Yeah, and that's against stripe guidelines, district guidelines, and our guidelines. So that's a big no-no. Yeah, and the style of is basically like trying to skirt the rules, and I'm not stupid. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, maybe you guys, yeah, French ivory is not ivory. That is very important. Claudia said, yeah, French ivory is not ivory. Yeah, there is carved bone that looks like ivory, but there is definitely a difference having to do with like the hatch. See, I have a piece right here. It has to do with like that. Oh wait, no, actually I have a whole. I I had it on my desk, and it was just like sitting out for the longest time. My little thing of ivory that I had. Oh, it's right here. This is my ivory. I can't sell it, so I just have it here. But yeah, I mean, I come across it a lot, and I end up with it because of like auction lots or jewelry, things, and I end up with a bunch of ivory. But there's carved stone, and then there's ivory. But after a while, you can kind of tell the difference. And so if we see ivory, I will end the sale because there's carved bone, but then you have, of course, ivory. Yeah, unfortunately, unless you have the provenance and you can prove it, you just don't want to mess with it because it's federal law. Yeah, the Carlisle Antique Fest is May 8th through the 10th. May 8th through the 10th. All right, well, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna run home, grab my folder, and maybe I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. Eastern. Let's see, is anyone live right now? Yes, we've got several sellers live right now. I'd love to see it. Okay, so what I learned about the scatter raid is it doesn't actually scatter everyone. Some of you are just ending, so we have to do a raid. So let's see who we have here. I'm gonna turn you guys around and give you a peek. Oops, I accidentally hit the button. Reminder, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you have to be on knickknacks.net in order to participate. So stop looking through the windows and come and join us. So I guess if you are on a certain device, it'll just end and you won't get scatter rated. I didn't realize that because I had just been ending it, and I guess certain device you'll just get ended. So here's who we have live right now. We've got Casey Paul's Stylist. I wish it would autoplay, but it doesn't. We've got Ladybug Cottage with Attic on the Beach. Miss Meowie's Vintage. Silver Shoals with Beads. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. How about we go over to Attic on the Beach? Does that sound good? Ladybug Cottage and Attic on the Beach. All right. Everybody have a wonderful day. Maybe I'll see you at 4 p.m. All right, here we go. Have a wonderful day.